Hey everybody, Zach from TMNT here with the third part for my entire collection of VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray movies, TV shows, and all that. Whew, I can't believe it takes 3 parts for this to be done. Let's get started and let's see which ones we got. Okay, next up is a series that I think is pretty good but still needs animation fixes and the voice acting wasn't perfect. But Godzilla, the series. This series is really good. The animation is nice, but it's not smooth enough to make it like really good or anything. But I do like the series. The people who do the voice acting aren't the greatest, but still good. Next up, Power Rangers Turbo, Volume 1. And Power Rangers Turbo, Volume 2. This is pretty much the whole set right here. They split it into 2 sets like this because I think it had a little bit more episodes than I thought. It was 45 episodes? I think they could have fit that in this one, like just one case. But Power Rangers Turbo was one of the ones I watched first. And from there on, I watched Power Rangers a lot. Next up, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. And this show was really good. Very dark when the Pink Ranger sacrificed herself. She died. And somehow came back to life later in this show. Okay. Not sure how that would work. I mean, only Jesus can do that, but that's kind of odd that she was able to. Next up is Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue. Now this season is one of my favorites. Really like the cast of Rangers, and just the only person I didn't really care for really was the villain who plays, I don't know her name, but she's like a bat-like character. Oh, why am I forgetting? I've watched this season quite a few times. No, Nadira is not from this season. I forgot. Still a good season though. Still a really good season. Next up, Power Rangers Time Force. This is my favorite Rangers out of every single one of them that ever existed. This one had the best cast of Rangers. The best ending, which, spoiler alert, if you don't want to know this, skip like 10 to 15 seconds of this. Ransik, the main villain, turns good at the very end. And there is no giant battle or anything like that. Which I normally would be mad at, but man, this did it so well, I can't be mad at it. And I've never done an unboxing of this, so there's the entire... Oops. There's the entire list of episodes if you are wanting to see them. And then the discs. There's, there's 5 discs. Recommend this season if you have not watched it. Next up, Power Rangers Ninja Storm. Now this is a really interesting season. I like the villain, and I like the Rangers, but for some reason I don't think it's the best. But it's just, the story plots don't combine well enough, I don't think. But it doesn't really get really good until, what's his name? Oh, well, I'm just going to say until the Green Ranger shows up, the stories finally start to clash together really well. But good season, worth your time. Next up is my second favorite of all time, Power Rangers Dino Thunder. I've unboxed this on my channel. This was, I think, one of the first ones I did on my channel to unbox. I think, yeah. And it's my second favorite, only beaten out by Time Force. But man, this season is so good. All the stories are just perfect in that season. Another really good season, but it's not my favorite, is Power Rangers SPD. really liked how this show went. I really liked the ending of the series. Next up, Power Rangers Mystic Force. A very underrated season. I liked the cast of Rangers again, and the story was really, really well done. Only downside, it's only 32 episodes, which is very, very short. Next up, Scooby-Doo, the movies 1 and 2. Now, these movies I grew up with as well as the 2000 series, the 2000 year series, and then the movies that came out in the 90s. But these films came out in the early 2000s, and I really like them both, but my personal favorite is Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed. I think the story was better, and I didn't like, the only thing from one I didn't really care for, other than the language, was that Scrappy was evil, and I actually liked Scrappy. A lot of people hate him, but I like Scrappy. Not as much as Scooby, obviously, but anyway. Next up, the complete set of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? The first 2 seasons. I've already unboxed this on my channel, so you guys can go watch that if you want. It's a really nice set of a really good show. And this is the complete set of Season 3 of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? This I have not unboxed because I got this at a store that sold used DVDs and games. It wasn't even a game store, it was a pawn shop type thing. But here's the inside. Next up, if I don't drop it, Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant, yeah. Oh, wait, is it? Yeah, Reluctant Werewolf. This film, I believe, came out in the 80s? I think it was. Somewhere around that time. But I really liked this film, but it's not my personal favorite of the classic series. But I can at least open it for you. Quick unboxing, since some of these I don't have on my channel unboxed already. Next up is Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. This one was one of my favorites as a kid. Rewatching it now, it's not as good as I remember, but it's still a fun time to watch. There's a lot of puns in this movie. This disc won't stay inside very well, so I have to be very careful. This case is broken a little bit. And next up, Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. This one is my personal favorite Scooby-Doo movie of all time. Loved this movie as a kid, and I still love it today. Don't understand why a lot of people hate it. It's even a YouTuber that I really like to watch named Catechris. He really, really hates this movie for some reason, even though it's my favorite. I didn't see any problems with this movie personally. Next up is the complete set of Hey Arnold, the complete TV series. I have unboxed this already on my channel, so I really won't open it. The bottom's starting to get a little shelf wear on it, but it's a really nice set for a really good show. Next up, Hey Arnold, the movie. I've already unboxed this on my channel, so I won't show it. It's a really good movie. I can't wait for the new one to come out in DVD next year. Alrighty. Next up, where are you next? Oh, okay. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the classic 80s series, Season 1. See. Oh. Next up, Season 2. It says Volume 2, but the disc says Season. After that, Season 3 of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Next up, Season 4. With that really nice casing for it. That I wish more of these had, because this is a really, really nice set. Next up, Seasons 5 and 6 bundle. After that would be complete Season 7. After that would be the complete Season 8. And finally of this set, Seasons 9 and 10. Let's see. Alright. Oh, let's see, so I can move this one to there. So there we go. Next up, it's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. The Blu-Ray DVD. The Blu-Ray set. It's not really the DVD combo pack that I unboxed a few years ago. Next up, the Peanuts movie. Such a great, great film. I wish they would make a sequel, but I know they're not going to. I know that they've made some new skits, but I haven't really bothered getting them. Anyway, next up is a classic, A Charlie Brown Christmas. Unfortunately, I won't ever really unbox this on my channel because I've got this used. Next up, The Legend of Frosty the Snowman. This was the last Frosty the Snowman movie that they've made, and it was came out in 2006, I think. 2004. That was 2006. Oh well. Next up, Frosty's Winter Wonderland. This is the movie where Frosty gets a wife. Next up, the Santa Claus trilogy. Really like this kind of sleeve. It looks really, really amazing. This is the one a set I've been wanting to get for years. Glad I got it last year, I think it was. I've already unboxed this, so I don't really need to take them all out, but here are all the films. Upside down, and here we go. Next up, let's see, Santa's Magical Stories. After that, the original Christmas classics. I've had this since 2010, I think. And I love having this collection in my set. They do resell these, but in a different packaging than the one I got. It's a really nice set. Next up, Duck Dynasty, I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas, or Redneck Christmas. The only Duck Dynasty DVD that I got. Next up, Pilgrim's Progress. Pretty sure no one's ever heard of this, but I have, and I do like the film, for sure. Here's another really good film, but I'm not going to say its name. It's a really good film, but it's a name I don't want to say. Next up, this is actually a burnt disc one of my cousins made. They made me a couple of these, and I don't condone copyright at all. This was just given to me, all 3 of these, and I'm going to get the legit ones someday. Tim Hawkins, I'm no rock star. Had to write some of these down on there. See, then Tim Hawkins, Insanitized. Like they're just random discs. They're not like actual movies. Now here's a legit one. Tim Hawkins Rock Show Comedy Tour. He also had his friends Bob Smiley and what was it, John Branyan? Yeah, John Branyan. I was right. Tim Hawkins is in the center. Bob Smiley is this one, and John Branyan's right there. And this is a legit Tim Hawkins DVD. And unfortunately another burnt one. Tim Hawkins Push Pull Point Pow. Going back to real ones. Tim Hawkins, That's the Worst. Tim Hawkins is a Christian comedian that I definitely recommend watching if you have not seen his videos. Oh boy, just 2 more stocks to go, guys. Then I'm finally done. Next up, Space Jam, the DVD version. Pretty sure I unboxed this. Ooh, allergies kicking in. Next up, the Ice Age triple pack. Comes with Ice Age 1, 2, and 3 in it. And then Ice Age 4, Continental Drift. Didn't really care to see the Ice Age 5, so I kind of skipped that one. Next up is Beyblade, Volume 1. Is it? Yeah, Volume 1. This is the original Beyblade, and the one I prefer over the one after. Like years later. Whatever his name is, Jenga? Next up, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Really nice film. Not as good as the other two. Garfield the Movie's next. A film that I really like, but it's not the best. Same with its sequel. Garfield, A Tale of Two Kitties. Supposed to be like A Tale of Two Cities. It's supposed to be. Next up, Epic. This movie is really good. I really wish I had the Blu-ray version of this because this movie would look amazing in HD. And Rio 2. Alright, next up is Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius the Movie. Next up is a really, really good film, Night at the Museum. This is the original Night at the Museum. After that would be its sequel, Night at the Museum 2, Battle of the Smithsonian. And this movie was the better movie to me. The third movie was very lackluster. Didn't really like it nearly as much. Next up, Flubber. Really good classic film from the 90s. After that, Robots. Really like Robots. Good film. I think I seen it in theaters when it was new. With a friend and my family. Next up, Turbo. The movie I also wish I had on Blu-ray. This movie is hilarious. Really, really good. Next up, Over the Hedge. I'm not sure if they ever made this on Blu-ray, so I can't really say I want it on Blu-ray without knowing for sure. Great film. Next up, Toy Story of Terror. Really nice Halloween type special. Even though it's not really Halloween special, it's a scary-esque kind of movie. Anyway, next up, Hop. This movie is really nice. Absolutely like this movie a lot. Next up, Monster House. One of my favorite Halloween movies. After that, Enchanted. Found this at my local pawn shop for like a couple, like $2, I think. So it's not really something I can unbox on my channel. So there you go, quick glimpse on the inside. Same with this next one, The Shaggy Dog with Tim Allen. Really, really like this film. Oh, it's absolutely hilarious. Next up for a really good classic, A Goofy Movie. I've unboxed this, so I don't need to show you the inside of that one. Next up, Ninjago, Masters of Spinjitzu. These come with pretty much the pilot episodes. That's the reason why I bought this. Because I already have the complete seasons 1 and 2, and it doesn't have the pilots on season 1. Next up, for a movie I wish I could unbox, but I found it used, Mr. Bean's Holiday. This movie is fantastic. I really like this movie. And Rowan Atkins is hilarious. Fortunately, there's no disc art. Good film, though. Next up, Paul Blart Mall Cop. This movie is hilarious. The sequel I like, just some minor things I don't like in this sequel. This one is amazing, though. Next up, The Game Plan. I love this movie. This movie was fantastic. Great acting, hilarious comedy. There's a lot of family, like a lot of heartfelt moments. Next up, Bedtime Stories. This movie is also another really, really good film. Probably one of the last live action films that Disney's made that was more family friendly and that was fun to watch. Next up is a triple feature. Comes with Flushed Away, Chicken Run, and Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Of all these three, my favorite is... oh, that's hard. I'd say Flushed Away, and then Wallace and Gromit, then Chicken Run last. It's not my favorite film. I got it for pretty much Flushed Away in this movie. This came as a bonus. Next up, Halloween Town and Halloween Town 2 Calabar's Revenge. Double pack. Find boxes on my channel, so I'm not going to open it. I know I've said that a lot repeatedly, but it's true. Next up, Halloween Town High. It was the third film in a series out of 4. I still need to get the fourth film, which is Return to Halloween Town, which I think is better than this film, but not better than the first two. Next up, Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness. I wish this was the whole set, because I really want it. Because I know the series only had like 2 seasons. So good though. Next up, Kung Fu Panda Holiday. Pretty much their Christmas special. Not sure if I ever unboxed this, so there you go. No, wait, I did. That was Shrek the Halls I didn't. Oops. Oh well. Next up, Kung Fu Panda the Original. Absolutely love the Kung Fu Panda films. Next up is my personal favorite, Kung Fu Panda 2. Next, Kung Fu Panda 3. The only one I actually have on Blu-ray. I used to have the original on Blu-ray. Oh boy. Finally on the last stack of movies, guys. Thank you for bearing with me through these 3 videos. It'll probably be 4 because there's another video that's before we recorded these. Next up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation. Absolutely bad series, but I still love to watch it. Still really do. Next up, the complete set of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fast Forward. I got these used at a game store, so I couldn't really unbox these. Next up, on that one, I'm going to show you the inside. Next up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Rise of the Turtles, and Enter Shredder. Combo pack. I actually did an unboxing of the original one with its sleeve, but at the time I thought this next season wasn't ever going to come, so that I sold it, and then I found out it was still going on. I thought they canceled it. I was going to say, well, that was a quick show, and then had to rebuy them. Found them like this as a bundle, so that was a good deal. But ever since after this, I've gotten every single one of these in a sleeve. This is TMNT Ultimate Showdown. I'm going to shorten it to just TMNT. Pretty sure I unboxed all of these on my channel. Next up, TMNT Mutant Mayhem. This show is fantastic. I honestly can't recommend this show enough. This one's The Good, the Bad, and the Casey Jones. Next up, TMNT Showdown in Dimension X. Next up, TMNT Retreat. Next up, TMNT Return to NYC. I'm not sure if I meant that to be like a rhyme. Next up, TMNT Revenge. Next up, TMNT Beyond the Known Universe. Next, TMNT Earth's Last Stand. Next up, TMNT, or Tales of the TMNT Super Shredder. After that, TMNT Wanted, Bebop and Rocksteady. Then last of this season, or series, Tales of the TMNT, The Final Chapters. Now for the last bit of stuff I got. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie, on DVD. The VHS copy you already know about if you watched the previous video. The VHS copy. Next up, my favorite, TMNT 2, Secret of the Ooze. It's the second film, and it's my personal favorite. After that, TMNT 3. This one was definitely the worst one of the trilogy, but it's still a good film, with its flaws. Next, actual movie called TMNT. This movie was really nice. The only thing I don't like is how they don't tell us how did the turtles defeated the Shredder. Next up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie from 2014. Really good film. I like it. Last but not least, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. These ones I still have the masks inside, but really good film, minus some issues with it. But there we go, guys. That's it. That's the entire collection I have. Tell me in comments below what you guys think of these 3 videos of this whole set. I wanted to make this one entire video, but my camera would not last that long. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you did. See you guys next time. God bless to all, and have a happy new year.